back to real work. Oh my God, I found you. Hello, glorious people. Good morning. It is Monday. Welcome to Crafting with Glorious Purpose. We're here. We make unique and custom gifts for you or that special someone. My name is Carolyn, and thank you for joining me this morning. This is the week of 10/13. It is, like I said, Monday. It is the week before I have another week off. However, this week is market week. We have a market on Saturday, the 18th. It is at Holy Trinity Church in Washington, which we are looking forward to. I've never been. It looks like it is a annual event, so I think this is the 4th year for it, maybe. I don't know. It was kind of hard to, I was kind of scoping it out on Facebook to get ideas, but they are promoting it very well. It has a lot of vendors on the page, and she's been super sweet, giving everybody, like when she posts a bunch of pictures. She asked for photos of products and set up, and she was going to put it up for us. So we had this really cool page that she put up and said, you know, for all your gift needs and for you, come and visit Carolyn at Crafting with Glorious Purpose. So she has everybody as a post so that you see who's going to be there and try to drum up some interest. So I thought that was really cool. My short list this week is nothing to scoff at. However, this weekend I did get my table set up for 8 foot. So I'm hoping to use that setup for the events going forward because they're all indoor and I believe they're all 8 foot. So if I can keep them and that will work, I will be excited about that. What I need to do is I replenished all my bags, my checkout bags, but I need to make review cards for them and the scratch off cards. So I'm going to work on those this week. I don't need a whole lot for Saturday's show, but for the upcoming ones, I kind of want to get that out of the way. So I'm going to try to make them in bulk if possible. The other thing I need to do is I need to update my event flyers because I have done all the shows on there with the exception of one. And that one is going to be the one I'm going to be at. So I don't need to promote it at the next show. So I have, as of Saturday, I will have 4 more shows to do. So I put all 4 of them on there. So this way, when I lop off, I will be down to the last one and it won't be a big deal. I'm not going to make as many as I have been because a lot of people aren't grabbing them. I kind of, like for the dog shows and stuff, that was one I kind of wanted to promote because it was very specific. So I know if somebody was buying dog stickers or they came to my tent with a dog, I made sure I gave them a flyer and told them to come on out to those dog shows. Like, I don't think anybody from this area is driving out 3 hours to go to a craft show. So I don't think that one's going to be one that I can promote heavily from my area, but I will throw it out on social media for those that are in that area. I also wanted to make a couple new decals. So I'm going to try to do some doodling and work on some of those for this week. I had some requests for military ones that are for a veteran that is the veteran, not promoting a veteran family member. It's for that actual person that is a vet. So I want to find a tactful way to do that without saying Army, Navy, all that, because I can't unless I actually purchase the rights to say that. So I will have to figure out a way to say that I'm a veteran or something like that. And I also had some requests for, which I think I told you, like dog grandma, cat grandma, things like that. So I want to see if I can make a dog mom and a dog dad, same thing with cat, and then kind of adapt it to that. Was also looking at something like official member of like the Dog Mom Club or something along those lines. or a proud member, some kind of like little stamp decal that can go on a car or a water bottle, maybe make it a sticker. I don't know. But I had some new ideas in my head and some other sayings that I have written down that I have some time and I'd like to try making something. So I'm going to work on that. But it is at that time, so I got to log into work, but I will catch you at lunch and we will start rocking off some stuff off this list. So it is lunchtime. Today at work, this week is going to suck. That's all I got to say. Lots of vacations, and we are just 3 people. Only 3 people can only do so much. So anyways, back to real work. I am working on printing out my review cards. So I have a stack here that I printed. I'm working on my scratch offs now. They're printing. So while they're printing, and they take a long time because it's a full color sheet, I'm going to be doing one spit out. And I was like sitting here watching it and like, you know what, I'm going to get working on this. So I just put a new blade in my Fiskars and we're going to start trimming these down and getting these ready to go into the bags. I did want to show you something I purchased on Friday. I had a little extra time on Friday for my lunch, so I went and treated myself at IKEA. I got a cart for my bags because they were kind of taking over behind my door. And this way I have all my checkout bags ready and I can grab them and they fit perfect under my desk. Plus it still gives me leg room under my desk. But this little cart can get wheeled around wherever I need it to be. So I'm going to switch you around and show you what it looks like. Here is my little cart that I got from IKEA. It's one of the little, this is like I think it's 24 inches, which fits perfect underneath my 27-inch table. So I have my smalls, my mediums, and my large bags underneath. These have all been stuck with my my logo sticker and my business cards. Same with down here, and I only have one pink bag left, so I threw him in here. But these ones all have my cards in them, but they don't have my review card or my scratch off. So I'm going to work on those, and then going to have to restuff all of these. So I was kind of hoping to get them all ready to go and do them at the same time. But I don't need a lot for the upcoming show. I think I'm good with what I have, and those are already packed. These are all the extras. So those are the ones that I have that are extra. So I don't have to have those done, but if I'm going to sit here and cut these, might as well make it worth my while. So let's get going on these. All right, so my lunch break is now over. I got everything printed. I don't have everything done. I do have all of my flyers done. So if you're new here, this is what I do with my flyers. I put my upcoming shows and I take them to my current event to drum up some traffic. I do them this way so that I can cut the top off. So I leave a I leave a space in between with the pink background. It's kind of hard to see on this because I have like a fall peach kind of thing going on here. But if I cut it, it looks intentional. So this way, when I'm so right now I'm going to my October 18th show, and this one is for November 1st. So once I'm at this show, I will cut this one off and take these to the next show, and so on and so on. And then that way I don't have to keep reprinting them every single time a show is outdated. So I only go so far, and then that way, you know. But these are my last 3 shows, including my 4th one there that I'm doing this weekend. But I have 3 more after that. So these are the 3 that I'm going to be promoting. And I can just take these, and I don't lose anything if I don't get to pass them out, because then I can cut them for the next event. So, so those are taken care of. I have all my scratch off cards done. They're all printed and cut. I just need to put the little sticker on them for the scratch off portion. Can't show you those because I don't want the codes to go out. The next thing is I'm rounding the corners for my review cards, which are simply just what they are. And then on the back, it just has my socials and leave me a review on Google Reviews. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've got 2 minutes. So I might be able to get a couple more out of the stacks done, but I have 3 pretty hefty stacks to finish up, and then it'll be putting the stickers on. So I can do that tonight, which isn't a big deal. But out of everything, I can check off the event flyers are done. And yeah, tomorrow we can work on maybe doing some decals and seeing how that goes. And yeah, so back to work. Hello everybody, and welcome to Tuesday. I just ran out and grabbed some lunch, and I am going to spend the rest of my lunch doodling. So I'm going to bring you along. I'm going to try to make, the only thing I have left on my list for this week is the military decal. So I'm going to give it a shot and see what I can come up with. Maybe get it into the computer and do a test cut. But yeah, that's what we're going to try to do. I also, I found some artwork that would probably make a really cool sun catcher. So I'm going to try to do a few more of those as well. I did start one, but I don't know if I like this one. This one here is a book. Get my face out of it. It's like a book with flowers, and I really like it, but it's so intricate. It was very hard to weed. I did get one, I cut 2 and I got 1 good one. So I might take it just because I have it completed, but I don't know. I can't really make it much bigger, because then it's just really, like I have some that are bigger, but I don't know. I don't want to put a huge bag for that. Just to make it wide. It's just going to end up getting wider. It's not going to make it any easier to weed. So I'll probably add that one in there, but I do have one that has an eagle, which I thought would be really cool when I was trying to look up some references for my veteran one. So I, of course, cannot say the branches of the service. I can say that they are a veteran. So I need to figure out my best way to add some crafting with Glorious Purpose twist on just saying I'm a veteran. So I'm going to do some doodles and see what we come up with. And then, you know, kind of show you my thought process of going through. I know I did this in the past with the other decals that I had done for military. So I figured I'd give this one a go and see how it works. And So let's spend this lunch break not on a screen and actually working on my illustrations. And I got the sun coming through and such a beautiful fall day out today. So let's get going. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. Beautiful sunrise happening. Couldn't resist. Today, so this morning I put my 6-foot table up. I ordered new tablecloths from Amazon that are 8 foot. I do have 2 6s, which are perfect, but my latest events are all indoor and they're all table provided and they're all 8 foot. So the only 8 foot tablecloth that I have is the first one I bought when we first started our business a couple years ago. And it's just a throw over black tablecloth, and I hate it because it slides and I just don't want to deal with it. So I purchased the exact same ones that I had in the 6 foot in an 8. So I put the table up to make sure that they worked. I don't think at any point I'm going to ever use both, but they come in a 2-pack and you couldn't beat the price for 2. So if I wanted to get one, it would be more expensive. So it was a no-brainer. So I do need to iron that before I pack for Thursday or for Saturday's show. But I wanted to put them on the tablecloth because when I bought the 6s, the one side is completely sewn, or like 3 of the sides are, and then the other side has a slit in it so that it opens up. And it was stitched wrong. So I had to fix one of them. I had to cut the seam and then re-sew it so it was correct. So I wanted to make sure that these ones, A, were 8 foot, B, didn't have big blotches or weird things on them, and that they were sewn correctly, and they are. So one I will have to fold up and put away in storage for a, if something happens to this other one, I'll have it. But I want to get this 8 foot one, cleaned up and ready to go. So that will be probably either my lunch or tonight, getting that ironed. And then I think for today, I'm going to work on my decals. So I think I settled on the one version with the dog tags that I liked. It was the version of this one here. So I have it in the computer, which you saw. I do need to do some more tweaks on it to get it cut ready for Cricut. I got to do like the welding and all that stuff. And I like doing that before I put it into Cricut, because Cricut sometimes Cricut's software doesn't do what I want it to do. So I think I'm going to do that. And I think I'm also going to do one other one, and it's probably going to be just a flag that says veteran on it, just so that it's no frills, no bells and whistles, just something simple and clean. I might even remove one of the stripes and put the word veteran in there. Just so that I have 2 different options for someone. And, yeah, so I'm going to work on those today. And then I also am going to set it up while it's cutting to cut my eagle that I have, that I'm going to make into a window cling. So I have that ready to go. And I might actually cut another one of that in white for a car decal, because I think it would look really cool as a car decal too. So, I'm going to get a couple things cleaned up here before I have to log into work. It's almost that time. Actually, I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 7:30. I'm not going to get anything. By the time I get stuff out and start going, I'm going to have to log into work. So I got a little bit of a late start this morning with setting up the table and doing that kind of stuff and prepping dinner. So I have the crock pot going. I've got some orange marmalade meatballs going. So we'll see how wonderful our house smells all day while I'm down here. But yeah, so that was my morning, was getting things prepped for the day. So my lunch I will spend getting in a better spot. So I will catch you at lunch and we'll work on some vinyl. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Friday. I did not film yesterday. I had a monster of a migraine. It started when I woke up, thought I was okay, had lunch, took my lunch break to sleep for an hour, and then scarfed down some lunch back at work. And then by the time 5 came along, I was doubled over holding my head, had an ice pack on my head, and just praying for 5 o'clock. And then made it upstairs, and I don't remember much after that. My husband was awesome and took care of dinner and, you know, all the other stuff. But I just crashed. I couldn't do it. Ended up going to bed early. Still have that, because your head hurts so much that your head hurts. I don't know how to explain it. I'm assuming the people that know. So yeah, I'm a little achy today, but 1,000% better than I was yesterday. I think today, I'm going to just go through my list to make sure I have everything packed for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be waking up somewhere between 5:30 and 6 to get out there for 7 and then grab breakfast on the way. Setup starts at 7, show starts at 9. I believe it ends at 3. So it's going to be a longer show. But I have everything packed. I did not get to iron my tablecloth, so I just threw it in the wash, put it in the dryer, and brought it out, and it is not wrinkled. So I threw it over a table. Going to pack that up this afternoon. I'm on my lunch break now, so I got some time to pack that up, go through my list, and make sure I have everything, and then we'll bring you along tomorrow to see the fun. It is a beautiful sunny day here today. I believe it's supposed to be nice tomorrow as well. Didn't actually look. It's an inside show. I mean, it is going to be what it is. If it rains, people probably won't show up. If it doesn't rain, you know, it doesn't impact me any getting the stuff from the car to the event. So, you know, I'm good either way, if it rains or if it doesn't. But I know people tend to not want to go outside when it rains. And, you know, even in indoor markets, I would think a rainy day, that would be a perfect event to walk around in a rainy day. Like, you don't want to walk in the rain outside at an event. But, so yeah, I got my decals I spent this morning and got those finalized in square, got them in the bins. I did complete my big stack of review cards. So I think what I'm going to do is, while I'm going through my checklist, is actually send a few pages to print of my scratch off cards. I don't know that I need this many, but I'm going to go through and print off, I think, a good 3 or 4 sheets while I'm doing it, and have those ready to go for the holiday season and such. I do have an order coming for another small business, some stickers and some mugs. So whenever I get the blanks for that, I'll be able to get that turned around for her. I'm off all next week, so that's probably when I will do it. That will be in between replenishing anything I sell on Saturday. So I have my next show will be November 1st. So we have a week in between, which will be nice. Actually, 2 weeks in between if you count Saturday to Saturday, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you here, and I will see you tomorrow at Market Day. Alrighty, so recap from Saturday's show. We did the Holy Trinity Church in Washington on Saturday. It was from 9 to 3. We had I believe it was a $25 fee for the table, and then a raffle item. And we took one of our rhinestone t-shirts with the Boo design on it. We did better than I thought I was going to do, for sure. So it was definitely comparable to what I've been doing the past few shows, which was surprising. It was a slow burn, but still, we made our table fee back and then some. So that was good. And I actually hit the goal that I set for myself. I thought it was a little too unrealistic for it being a smaller event. There were other events in the area, so I wasn't expecting a lot of foot traffic. But we did well. So out of our total items sold, which were 33 items, which is usually where I'm at, it was, I believe, 13 total sales again, which we're still around that sweet spot. Number one item purchased were vinyl decals. I sold 12. 6 of those were the nose art decals and 6 were others. So people are loving the 3 for 12. So they're buying their dog and then they're looking for 2 other ones. So if they don't have multiple dogs, they're looking in the other bin for other decals. So those have been a hit the last few shows. Coming up behind it is vinyl stickers. Of course, dogs and cats were the ones that I sold the most of. And then behind that, with a tie for third, were car coasters and keychains. A lot of people were buying their pups. Window clings, I sold 2, not surprised. And then lastly were pet bandanas. I sold 2 Christmas bandanas. Overall, not too bad. I got a lot of looks at the shadow boxes, but most people went right for the decals and the stickers. The other thing that was funny was somebody came in and bought all of my corgi stuff, like all of it. One person. So she went through, she bought the keychain, she bought the coaster, the decal, and both of the stickers that I had for a corgi. So I was thankful for that. And then realized I should probably have an extra coaster for that. So when I replenished my stock, I printed up a second one to have a backup, because it seems like a more popular breed. That one I've replaced a few times. I also sold a Newfoundland, which I thought was great. One of the ladies that worked in the kitchen came by and asked and was like, "You don't by chance have anything for a Newfoundland, do you?" And I went, "I do." And she was like, "Oh my God." So she bought my Newfoundland decal for her daughter, because her daughter has a Newfoundland. So I thank her for that purchase. No requests for dogs that I've not heard of. So I think I might have finally got a good... I've hit where I've had all of the breeds that I can. Obviously mixed breeds, somebody's going to ask me for something, but overall, like I said, not too bad. Our peak times were, so this, like I said, it started at 9 and it ran till 3. Our peak time was at like 1 o'clock, where we had the most sales. All the other ones were kind of like hit and miss. At 2 o'clock, there was nobody there. Everybody started packing up when they started drawing for the bin or for the baskets, and there was nobody there to retrieve the baskets. Like, all the people left, so it was just the vendors that were waiting to see if because they gave everybody tickets to try. So we each got 3 and we got to put them in, and it was fun. They sent out flyers for spring. I don't know that we would do another one there. it was very tight in that room. The person to the right of us had 3 tables, and she obviously didn't need to sit at the table right by us, which was a good thing. However, on the left of us would have been a vendor that would have been sitting right next to us. So we would have all been like this behind, and she didn't show up. So it worked out well. However, if we were all in there packed in like sardines, like I was on the end and then everything went back, there was only like little breaks in the tables way in the back, at like the middle of this U shape, like there were 2 U's put together. But I always felt like I was going to knock somebody's display over to leave, and I didn't want to be that person. So I was trying to get around to fix my table. Like people were going through things, and it, you know, when it gets messy, I like to go in and tidy up a little. And I felt like I was constantly bothering this lady to leave my booth. And it's like I would rather have had a little more breathing space. But, and I get it. I mean, there were, I think, 25 of us there. And, I mean, the event coordinator was really nice. I mean, she did live while she was there to try to get people to come in. She was posting a lot on social media. So, I mean, I think it was a big parish. So there were a lot of people that came to support, but I don't know of people that were outside of there. I did have one lady who came up, was going through my decals and went, "Oh my God, I found you." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, I'm from your area." She was like, I bought one of your decals before and I couldn't find you. And I guess she lost my business card and she couldn't find me, and she bought more. She liked the dog alert ones, so she bought one of these. She had it on her front door and she wanted to put one on her back door, so she was excited that she found me. So she bought 3 more, and she got her friend. She was like, "You need to get one of these," and her friend's like, "Okay." So she is from my area here in Moon, so it was awesome. And I was like, "Oh my God, somebody actually remembered me." So that was a good thing. And if I can give anybody a tip for craft fairs, and then I'm going to sign this vlog off, my tip would be, don't be a grumpy behind your table. Oh my goodness. There were so many people there that weren't even interacting with people. They were just sitting there with a grumpy face, like they just didn't want to be there. And an older gentleman was walking through, and I think he was just walking ahead because he was waiting for his wife. He comes through, looks at me, and I smiled and I said, "Hello, how are you doing today?" And he was like, "Good. Thanks for being the only person that smiled at me today." He was like, "You're the first person that I've made eye contact with that actually either A, spoke to me or smiled at me. So thank you. Keep up the good work." I was like, well, it makes for an easy, you know, I was like, it doesn't take much to be sociable. And also makes the day go by better. If you're not just sitting there, you're interacting with people, it makes the day go by. So, yeah, I was just confused by a lot of the vendors that were there. They were either not at their table half the time, or just not interacting with anyone. So keep that in mind when you guys are at events, especially small ones like that, where you're going to be really close to other people. Like, just be nice. I mean, my God, it doesn't take much. So, yeah, I think a lot of the people that I got, they stopped because I said something to them. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to sign the vlog off here. Hope that some of this helped out. We are on a hiatus here for another week and change. Our next show is November 1st. So we have this week and all of next week for our next show, which I think my setup's going to be the exact same. And I will bring you along for that. So I hope that something helped you in this video. give me a subscribe if you haven't. We're trying to get some new things going, and yeah, I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.